Oh, yes, this wonderful, awkward moment. Will the technique get stuck or not? And yes, we must be live. Let's see what the LinkedIn is saying. Hi, Daria. Very,
Hello.
very welcome to hey. I'm so happy to have you on my LinkedIn live today. Let us see. Yes, so far LinkedIn has not yet shown our video. Now it is starting. Fantastic. So yeah, while we wait for a few people to arrive, where are you dialing in from today?
I'm on Bali in Indonesia, which is why it's so dark already, because it's 8 p.m. I'm ready for bed.
Oh wow. Well, but you still look amazing, and I just can imagine how wonderful is the weather. I'm in Berlin on the other end of the temperature spectrum. It's getting colder, but it's
How
yes.
cold is it?
It is already, it was around 8 in the morning. So it's still,
Excuse me, what?
yes, it is still sunny, but yeah, we look forward to a couple of months of having daily challenge of feeling stuck. So yeah, let
You know,
us,
I've
yeah.
been I've been in warm weather now for I think over a year. So I'm literally strategically planning my nomadic travels around temperature. So even imagining 8 degrees sounds like I'm going to be a popsicle.
Oh, yes. Well, stay there. At least for a couple of more months, stay there. And
No, I'm flying out next week.
oh, okay. Where will you go?
New York City. I hope it will treat me well with weather.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And definitely it will be a lot of exciting stuff happening. So, yeah, slowly let us start. We'll see how many people will join us live or watch a replay in any way. I welcome everyone. Thank you for being here with us today. Our idea of this LinkedIn Lives, if you have already attended a few ones, you know what's up. I really love conversations that help me think, help me grow, leave me with some kind of inspiration. I have been hosting such places as deep talk salons in Berlin for a while, and now I'm bringing it into the LinkedIn community, inviting, inspiring people from my network and diving into some interesting questions that we both are curious about. And today, I have an honor to have Daria Huck with me, who is a former corporate director and now a transformation coach, so that we will dive into a topic relevant for us at many levels, from professional to very personal, of feeling stuck. Because we all know this advice that if you feel stuck, just do it, take a step, come on. And everyone knows it. We know it. We've done personal growth work. We are coaches ourselves, and still we sometimes feel stuck. So our intention is today, heute, to discuss different aspects and live with some inspiration and tools to move forward. That's why, yeah, I'm very excited for this conversation today. It will be much more personal than maybe other topics. And whoever is listening, especially if you're joining live, I really invite you to be active participants. Feel free to share your questions, your observations, your own stories, so that we can also get you involved. And yeah, on this note, Daria, let's start. Given that the topic is getting unstuck, let's go straight with a personal question. Where do you feel stuck right now?
That's a good one, and I'm afraid it's a very long answer, so I'll give you a short one for now. Maybe we can dig deeper later. But in fact, for gigantic projects of mine, because I'm self-employed now for almost 2 years, and I've been moving around the world as a nomad. And it's a lot of movement. It's a lot of not stuckness, right? And also just building your self-employment career, which I had no idea about. And I think I didn't even notice that there were four really big things, like creative projects, something that I'm really passionate about, something that I really wanted to do, and something that I started doing because I was so committed and so convinced. And they never see the day of light till today.
Wow. And now, what kind of like made you realize it's time to change something?
I don't know if it is one moment, one particular moment. It is more of an ongoing feeling inside that is, like this thing in your back of your head. Every time when you see, I'll tell you what. A very good sign how to notice if there is something that you actually would want for yourself is the sense of jealousy.
I
Because we
sense you
typically
will
we don't
say it.
like this feeling. We don't like this feeling. Like we think jealousy is something bad. But jealousy is actually a great signal to ourselves about the fact that someone does something or has something that we would love to have for ourselves. And for me, it was really like these four projects of mine that I'm mentioning. It's every time when I saw someone, either on social media or in my network, doing something very similar, then I always have this thing of, "Ugh," you know? And at some point, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And at some point, you learn more and more and more about yourself, about why and what's behind it. And I think I just reached the point where I could not do it anymore.
Yeah, I resonate with you so much because a lot of the topic where I feel stuck also has to do something with my creative expression and um, going to this new professional realm, to self-employment, to building my professional identity as a coach and team facilitator. And suddenly you realize, okay, you're new and you're one of many. And then there is all this like overwhelming feelings that everyone is so much ahead and you're just starting, and who cares and who needs, and like I have this limited amount of time that sometimes all this like energy just like keeps me blocked. I also have one project related to my whole deep talks things that you probably don't know. I started doing these conversations alone back in 2018. Eventually, I quit my job right before COVID hit, and I did not know, to work on creating these spaces for in-person presence. And then it was obviously in turmoil and on hold. And then I created a video, and it was supposed to be this big comeback to show the value and how it can be for like communities and for companies and for everything. And everything was beautiful. My task was to really just get the editing done to figure out what I want to show in those final videos. And it has been 3 years.
That's a beautiful example.
Yeah, so if we want to have some coaching stories, I'm like, how when you hear this, what would be your advice?
I will, before I get that, I'll tell you my story about which is similar, and it's just one of these four. So imagine that. When I left last year, I left my job in January. And then the first thing that I did is I just took a suitcase and I left to, first it was Cape Town, South Africa, and then I stayed there for a couple of months. And then I moved on to, what was it? Geez. New York City, then Washington, then Boston. And then I don't even remember, China, Japan. Like I've been traveling across the countries. And I was always meeting these amazing people and they had these inspiring stories. And then one day I really decided, you know what, I'm going to record it. And it was such a great idea because I'm originally a video producer. I know how. So I decided to interview people. And it made all perfect sense. And I loved it. I loved every interview. And then I decided it's going to be a podcast. What do you think happened?
You got stuck because it became very
Yep,
complicated.
it's still not out there. So, what would be my advice? And I mean, as coaches, we're rarely giving advice, but as a person, just as a person, I think what helps is really first even understanding not how to solve it, but why don't we do it, right? And I think what you said is exactly that part. It's already the clue. It's mainly related to it's something creative. It's something related to your personality, your identity, your actual inner, the spark, the who you are. And it's not only, I mean, we're speaking here about we are coaches, right? And we're speaking about creative projects, but it's not only about that. It's also, it applies perfectly to the professional life in a 9 to 5 job in a corporate environment, right? It's about, hey, let me ask for a promotion because I think inside I'm worth it. Or let me ask for more money. Or let me just express an idea of mine. I mean, especially we women, right? Sitting in a chair surrounded by a lot of important men with important titles, and then how about just raising your voice and saying what you really think? It's always about this self-expression. It's always when it gets to that, this is where we get stuck. And in my experience and from learning for myself, I would say there are maybe 3, 4 main things, main reasons that people get stuck in that space. And one is, it's what I just said already. It's, of course, it's fear, right? So, and I'm not saying anything new to people. I mean, that's what we feel. It's just fear. It's fear of.
Oh, I think Daria's internet froze for a second. Let's see how soon it will come back. That was this moment. Yes, the internet got stuck. And realities of Bali. Okay, well, then I hope Daria comes back to us very soon. And I will just for a second pick up on what are my thoughts to this question, what keeps me stuck, what I see in my work as a coach, that it is exactly this kind of inner resistance. And here Daria is about to join. Hey,
Hello. What happened?
internet got stuck.
Bali got stuck. Internet on
Yes,
Bali.
well,
I mean,
welcome back.
that's the reason. Stuck. Yeah, exactly. That's the reason why I mentioned in the beginning always where I am.
Yes, well, welcome. The last thing, like where I heard you speak, was about the fear. That this is one of the reasons that keeps us stuck, and I totally second this.
It is the fear, but it's always the question. I mean, most people say, "Oh, let's overcome our fears," but I believe the more helpful question is, "What am I afraid of?" Right. So
Uh-oh,
it protects us. It's
you're back.
interesting. Okay. You. How about we make hand gestures? If I start being slow, you just raise your hand. It's funny
Okay.
because I never had issues, but that's also, I guess, the internet is fearing our conversation.
Yes, I feel we have first people commenting. Really, your stuck internet got the engagement going.
I love it. What are the
Yeah,
comments?
Richard,
Let's do
right.
that.
Get Daria's internet unstuck. And Trudy says that fear of unknown. I can relate to that. Yes, fear of unknown and
Exactly.
fear of failure if it is something related to creative expression, showing yourself. I know people run marathons, they don't want to even share their numbers so no one can track the results. Okay, right now internet fights back, decided to completely remove Daria, but I believe she will come back in a second. Yeah, and this kind of like fear of judgment, I feel this kind of judgment, we are ourselves biggest inner judge. And then it always feels all eyes are on us, where in reality, in almost all cases, it is not the case. And another thing that very related to this fear of judgment, for me, definitely sometimes perfectionism. So that it feels if you want to do a reel, it must be some Hollywood quality, and since I do not have so much, I don't know, time investment and capacity, it's just easier to simply not do it compared to, just get it out there. And this is where I'm continuously practicing my own like self-growth potential, that done is better than perfect. And we all can say, oh, we have ChatGPT. For example, for writing my posts, I of course use ChatGPT to help me with my wording, but then I still go in those spirals. I would love to add that nuance and that nuance and that nuance. And it happens that it takes just a little bit too much time. So you can get stuck in many ways. You can either not do anything, or you can just spend too much time on doing one thing and the same and the same and again. Welcome back. Your
By
internet
the
is
way,
your active stakeholder who is not happy.
I love the exercise, to be honest, because I think that's also one of the fears, right? The biggest one, fear of failure. What will happen if we, I'm sorry to swear, if we fuck up, right? What will happen if something is not working out?
Show
What
goes on. The show goes
what
on.
will others think about me? So you asked me for advice. For that one, to be honest, my practice, and that's, I don't know how many people are following me on LinkedIn. I just launched something yesterday. So I'm running a challenge for myself, and I'm calling it the Unhide Challenge. But actually, I'm challenging myself to start practicing being okay with not succeeding all the time, because not every of your posts can be a success, can resonate with everybody. Not every of your tiny projects will be successful, right? Some things will not work out, and the more you do, the more likely it is that something will not work out. And what happens mostly is you go there, something is not working out, it feels painful, and I'll get to that in a sec. And then you never try again, or it takes like a month till you try again. So we really are in fear of not making it great, not succeeding, not being the one and only shining, success story. And I think the other part is, which literally nobody speaks about, and that's not ChatGPT using the, here's what nobody tells you. It's what I'm telling you. The biggest problem with that is the fear of pain. Which pain? How painful is it if we do something with our whole heart, right? And we really are passionate about our job, our projects, and then nobody likes it, or someone criticizes it. Or
Criticizes it already feels like a compliment, because
that's
you should
already
get
that's
to
already
that
next
level that
level.
someone will start criticizing.
But that's already next level, right? That's already a level of self-awareness that you have there. That you can say, oh, criticizing means someone is engaging. Engaging is good. What can I learn from that? But we're speaking here about the baseline. I created here something with all my heart. Or let's bring it to the corporate world. I am coming to work every day. I'm doing my best. I'm really working hours and hours, right? Oh my God, and I studied for so long. I have so many degrees, right? And then nobody's promoting me. Nobody's valuing me. How many times did we all complain about, I'm not being valued at work? And then, as if you're not full time, but you're really creating your own something, business, I don't know, art, whatever you do, then it's even more painful because it's literally about yourself. What is the problem with that? The problem is that we over identify with what we do.
And that we expect immediate results, and that we do not allow ourselves time to develop and to grow and to be bad and to be a failure. And it really, like, reading one book, The Artist Way by Julia Cameron, there was this quote about importance to give yourself permission to be a beginner. because the only way to mastery goes through continuous repetition. And then if we establish this healthier relationship with failure and time to develop certain skill and time to develop certain like network and visibility and engagement, so that we just do not expect these first 3 posts to be viral, and maybe not even 50 posts, and maybe not even first 6 months. That's why on my notebook I have a sticker which says patience and compassion with others and with myself. Because when you speak about this person who poured her heart into something and then there is no response, I see myself, and whoever who is listening to us live, if you can resonate, feel free please to share exactly your story, what is your angle, or exactly you have been working so much at work and you did all those projects and you expect people to come to you and then to find you or to discover you and to invite you. And this might be also one of those biggest myths, that something might happen where allowing yourself to be bad and allowing yourself just to be bold and just following your inspiration and intuition and just doing tiny steps, still understanding that most of the outer reactions, it's outside of our control, and we do not know which of our little actions will succeed. We only know if we stop doing actions, then we have no chance to win at all.
Let me dig into that, because, and just also to, there is no notebook here, but I'm just in my head taking notes. So we spoke about fear, right? Fear, I need to turn it off somehow, or maybe not. Fear of not succeeding, fear of uncertainty, right? Fear of, I called it fear of pain. But literally, I think everything that you're saying about, and I want to emphasize that, it is about this pain that we're speaking about. And it sounds so strange, right? I'm like, pain? What do you mean? What do you mean? That's what I get at least a lot. But it's really this thing. We very often confuse that we are what we do. And even if it's a creative thing, let's say an artist, a musician, there is the connection even closer. So the truth is, to everyone who even slightly resonates with that, you are not your job. You're not what you do. You're not.
What are we then?
I love that. I love that. That question always comes in all my coachings every day. I'm like, what? Daria, I'm not my work. Oh my God, I'm losing my identity. What am I? But that's true. The moment you manage to find that answer and to remove you, detach yourself from what you do, then it becomes so easy to just fail. It becomes so easy to not receive any reactions to what you do. And the answer is exactly, figure out who you are. Go there, do your inner work, figure out who you are. It sounds simple. It's not. It's really hard work. It really is. I mean, for example, just about myself. So for the last three years, I work twice per week with a psychotherapist. Twice per week. 3 years. Just yesterday spoke to her. She's in Ukraine, so it's always an interesting time difference. I have a coach. I have a supervisor. I went on all these self-exploration trips. I lived in an ashram in India. I lived in the mountains in China, learning from a Tai Chi master about what is the sense of life and what it is. I read all the books about philosophy, about psychology. I educate myself. It's a lot of work. And I'm not saying everyone has to do that, but you can start. So figure out who you are, really are, as a human, as a person. By the way, a good way to start, because we promise tangible things, right? So not just be authentic. A good way to start is remember your childhood. Sounds simple. Is simple this time. Remember your childhood and think about, what was I dreaming of when, like, what will I do? How will my life look like when I will be a grown-up? Because this is typically where a small hint already lies.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it is perfect. Thank you for this, because exactly, Lena writes in comments, I can resonate, how to unlearn to over identify yourself with a professional recognition. Get unstuck to over focus on that.
Hmm. And then the second step is literally very,
Maybe I can also add just one thought to this, is
please.
to like um, open your focus, to ask yourself what are the other areas of life that are important to you, what are the values, what fulfills you, what are, yeah, other topics and places and people that make you filled with joy. And of course, it's like, yeah, what will we are not what we do, we're human beings and not only human doings. So I hope it was helpful. If not, yeah, feel free to ask some follow-up questions or share your observations, because yeah, this is very, very important. Once we are able to create this distance, then we can see it as a game. So okay, it is just experiment, I try it, and I can fail, but then I can learn. So establishing a little bit healthier relationship with failure, and yes, that it is not only about this one career goal. Yeah, Daria, quick question to you, because you started this unhide challenge. So unhide means you want community to be around you, to kind of like put this light and be the woman in the arena, and basically fail greatly in public. What is this element? Why did you choose this instead of like most of us trying secretly, crying on your best friend's shoulder, and you chose this path of publicity?
To be honest, I think so. To me, it's really not about any type of publicity or being out there as me. Again, I think that if that would be it, then that's a very attached way of this is my persona. You know, this is my ego. It's the opposite. It's I think that's a good example. You, by the way, you and how we landed here. That's how I got the idea to finally get unstuck with my projects and how I would do it. Because how it started is with a failure. I scheduled an event a couple of weeks ago, and 50 people signed up. 50 here on LinkedIn. But what did I do? I messed up the Zoom link. So nobody showed up, and I just shot a video about that because I thought, I could pretend, I could say it happened, but I just did a quick video with, guys, I fucked up, and I posted it. And you responded, and with you, many, many others who said that they felt it's cool and it's inspiring. And not very often someone does that. In most cases, people pretend like something is working out. So I thought, if that's inspiring for someone, it didn't hurt me. It was okay for me, and it was really helpful for me, to be honest. So maybe that's a good way to move forward. And that's why I decided to just try and see. And if I fail, then I'll fail.
I agree with you, because this kind of like vulnerability in a public setting makes us relatable. Because if someone has this courage to show, okay, I start doing something, many people say, oh, okay, I also actually wanted to do something similar, and I'm not alone in this struggle. And this is very motivating. And I know for myself this factor of accountability is already very big motivator of keep moving towards the goals. Because simply from some physical perspective, being unstuck means that you are starting to move somewhere towards certain goals, and this building of consistency and building momentum is something what we all probably struggle with, at least to a certain extent. Is it is social media creations that you want to show up at least like 3-4 times per week, preparing for a marathon, all kinds of resolutions that we set. And even today's story from my own life, I met with my co-peers coaches, and there was a conversation about a book club. And I was so excited about the possibility to join a circle where there will be expectation to read 20 pages every second week, show up and discuss a chapter, because otherwise I will be just too busy. There will be always life and some good excuses, and this factor of accountability is great. But putting it out there to share with people, I think it is even the next level.
Absolutely. Yeah, I fully agree. Because that's also the biggest learning also on my journey. Even, when you live in so many countries, what really helps me with everything is the community. I think even here on this call, there's probably someone from, I started it, I think almost a year ago when I left. I started a call every Thursday with two friends of mine who at that time didn't know each other, but we were starting together a project or a new lifestyle. And then we're still meeting every Thursday and we're holding each other accountable, but we're holding also hands. And from that idea, I think all that brings it together. So in this Einheit challenge of mine, I also yesterday, just from the feedback of people, I decided, okay, maybe I should do that also for this challenge. So I'm thinking about probably from somewhere mid-October, so in 2 weeks, after I learn a bit more about everything, to also offer people who want also to work on a project or do something for them, unhide something of their own, so that we just meet and hold each other hands and then explain what we fucked up with, what are the failures are, and that's okay, and speak publicly about it. That helps.
Yeah, this is definitely like not, we don't all need to put it all on LinkedIn in front of like all the big community and all the internet. But if you have at least a couple of trustworthy people who are also like-minded and interested in your support and not will only like put you down, oh, you tried, don't embarrass yourselves. This kind of influence we do not want. We want someone who will believe in the beauty of our dreams and help us, yeah, stay on our track and build this consistency. This is what I feel is this wonderful part of accountability, and then you are not alone, and it also helps you to deal with the emotions and like just keep you on track.
Speaking of track, Julia, you're the boss. How much time do we have?
I
Do we have
think that
5 more minutes?
yeah, I think like usually the sweet spot of this LinkedIn Lives is between like 30 and 40 minutes. So yes,
Okay.
uh,
Because as we want also, right, to stick to our promises, and we promise to make it really tangible for people. And we spoke about so many topics so far, but I really would love to conclude them into two very tangible. What can anyone who is a digital native, and I know I look like one, but I'm much older than you think, at least mentally. Can anyone write me on LinkedIn, how the heck do I turn off these reactions? I really tried everything. Sorry, that's just a side comment. But I want to make it really tangible for people and give two lessons that I learned for myself that really help getting unstuck and help moving. And I also seen from clients and people and friends. So we spoke about fears, we spoke about over identifying with your work, we spoke about learning why you're doing really something. Julia, you made such a great point. But something that we didn't speak about yet is the other main reason why we're not moving is because we're stuck in the how. So most people, and now go inwards, everyone who's listening, and think about the one thing that you want to do, or maybe five. What is the first question that comes up? But how do I get started? But how do I use this platform? But which channel should I use? But how? And that's a huge problem, because what it means is we believe that there is a guarantee that something will be successful. So just let me first create a plan, a very detailed plan, the how, and then that will ensure that whatever I do will fly. It will ensure, coming back to the pain, that I will not be in pain, that my ego will not suffer. The plan and the how, let me get the answers first, and then I will start. Why don't people start? Because there is no how, because there is no guarantee. I hate to break it to people. There is no guarantee that you will succeed, and no plan will get you there. Really. It might feel like that, but how many plans haven't worked out? And more importantly, how many plans haven't you started doing, but you're still in the planning? 3 years? 2 years?
Yeah. I also would love to add exactly to this point when being stuck on a how, few things. Sometimes this question how to do it is very, very difficult, overwhelming, and it can be helpful in certain moments to change it with who can help me, who can I ask. It can be real people, it can be some books, it can be podcast, it can be already some ChatGPT or YouTube. There is actually it can be some specialized coach who can teach you in this specific way, some mentor who succeeded in what you are trying to do. So asking this who instead of how can be helpful. And then I preparing for this call, I have been also listening to a lot of information, and I come to the idea of two verbs. Explore first, when you are not quite sure what is that you want to do, just see what are the possible ideas that can get you excited, and then just dedicate certain amount of time to explore every one of them and to see, will it work out, is there some positive traction from the world. So explore, and once you found one which you like the most, then exploit, go deep and focus. And just remember, you cannot do both at the same time. I think this is my mistake. I'm everywhere at the same time, and that's why it's pretty thin. So that, and once you again dig deeper, 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 and you come to some moment where you do not progress further, then return back to explore and see what can work. And then you can kind of alternate. So for me, when I'm summing up this conversation, I think very important first is to get unstuck, to connect with your why actually something that you want to achieve, where you move, is bigger than certain fears that holds you back. Then reframe the attitude with failure. Give yourself time to fail and to be a beginner. And then exactly play with this explore and exploit circle.
I agree, and I would add two more. So the failure, it's start getting out of your comfort zone, and everyone is saying that. But two things that I say and people are surprised is, but not too far, because you will scare yourself off. It will feel too uncomfortable, and you will create this inner resistance, even psychologically speaking. And then it will be really hard to move yourself out there next time again. So, better is to create this flow of small things that you do daily. Start practicing daily, small steps, instead of jumping from a cliff, falling hard, and next time be like, maybe I'll not jump again. Yeah, for sure you want.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Tiny, consistent actions that slowly expand the comfort zone. And then, yeah, almost in any case, all this like confidence is just built by action. Otherwise, it's just some kind of like positive manifestation that might have its limits. So, yeah, Daria, thank you so much. I feel it was so, yeah, feeling. I thank everyone who was with us in the chat. You are also very welcome to share your thoughts and questions and something that might come up later. Maybe you have your own experiences, what helps you got unstuck, maybe some advice, your own,
And also, by
learning.
the way, if someone is interesting to learn more about this unhide that I'm doing, or even someone was like, yeah, let me join the group, feel free to just send me a message on LinkedIn.
Yes, that would be my close-up question. If there is anything you can share, maybe also in comment, or shall it be the direct contact? I think you will write a summary what your Unhide challenge is about, so that everyone who joins later can read it, and then they will DM you later.
Absolutely. DM works always best. I mean, it's personal.
I am
But
curious
also,
to join your accountability group to help me get unstuck with a couple of projects. It is good to find like-minded people who are in some similar boat. And yeah, I'm very grateful to get to know you and for this conversation and for all the upcoming ones. And yeah, thank you everyone who has been with us today or will listen to this replay later. Stay tuned and get unstuck.
thank you, Julia.